Welcome back to Great Day Washington. This segment is sponsored by John C. Flood. One thing is for sure, it's hot. It's hot. That's all there is to it. And do you find sometimes when it's so hot out that your AC unit freezes up?
All right, here to explain why this is happening is Chris Thompson from John C. Flood. Welcome back.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure.
All right, we're hot.
Yes.
Of course.
And
You're
we're very
going
busy.
inside.
I was going to say, you've got to be busy right now.
You guys are, oh yeah,
Oh, God,
for sure. Yeah. But are you hearing from people that their air is freezing up? What is this?
Well, you would think when it's that hot, how does that happen?
Yeah.
One of the biggest things, we talked about this before, is air filters. Especially if you're using your system as much as people are using them now, they will clog. And your whole system is based on being able to pull in air and breathe. So if you restrict that air, that's going to cause a domino effect for all kinds of other issues.
Okay.
And
So
that's a
you
simple
always
fix.
check your filter at least every 30 days, especially if you're using it that often. And people have been really pushing it to the limit these days.
30 days through the season.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
winter. Okay.
Right.
Well, and filters aren't that expensive, right?
No.
It's just a reminder of changing them.
Right. Well,
But we're busy.
well, you'd be surprised. It's like,
I know.
have
that
you
we
checked your
don't.
filter? Like, what filter?
Yeah.
I'm like, there we go.
Where do we find that? Yeah. Can you show us in our house?
So, like, there's a thing called an evaporator coil.
Yep.
Is that what freezes up when we say our?
It does, yes. And that is also sort of starts with the filter. If it's dirty, it's going to restrict the airflow. And that condenser needs to stay warm, which is surprising because what it's doing is pulling, I'm kind of jumping ahead here, it's pulling hot air from your home and out to the system into this evaporator coil, which super cools it through the refrigerant and sends it back
comes
into your
back
home.
in.
So it's
Okay.
very important. So if that breaks down and that evaporator coil starts to not be able to keep warm, that breaks down to condensation. If it doesn't stay warm, then obviously that will start to freeze. And once it freezes, that gets very, very bad very quickly. And you can't force it to. You can't take a hair dryer or anything. You got to wait for it to naturally thaw out because nobody can work on it until it's completely thawed and cleaned.
So you have to turn the whole system off.
Yeah, your whole system's off, so you're.
So you can be hot for a few
yeah,
days.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, think about it. It all starts at the beginning.
Yeah.
Air filters.
Air filters.
Or with you. I mean,
Right.
is choosing a less than reputable company kind of the place?
You'd be surprised.
Get in trouble.
And, this year alone, we get so many calls from people that went with a smaller contractor, and for obviously getting a better price. But good work is not cheap, and cheap work's not good.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they cut corners using subpar components and don't put the lines in correctly. And if you got a crinked AC line or Freon line, that will certainly cause issues, obviously, for your evaporator coil.
Wow.
Could cause more problems. Okay,
Yeah.
so you hear sometimes like to save money on air, close some air vents and maybe like rooms you're not using or something.
We can close the doors, yes, but
Close the doors.
Right, close the doors. They're not rooms you're not using.
Okay,
Yeah.
but how can closed
And
air
closing
vents
blinds.
hurt? Like what damage could they do?
Right. Well, people don't realize that too, because that's pulling the air from your home out. So it's got to have those vents need to be open. So people are thinking the same things, like we'll close some of those vents. No, that's a bad idea, especially because it needs to pull all that hot air out of your house
Right.
to the system to cool it to send it back in.
Okay.
So you really want to make sure all your vents are open.
So it's not beneficial, really.
Right.
Okay.
No, it's not.
He always targets things we're doing wrong.
Air filter.
In our own homes.
Air filter.
There we go. If you would like to learn more information about how John C. Flood can help you and your home, just head to johncflood.com.